Born in the pines where the axes sing loud. Generations deep, we're a proud, tough crowd. Hands on the Bible, the timber, the steel. Faith in the Lord, the life that we feel. God, guns, and sawdust, it's in our veins. Through the sweat and the toil, through the joy and the pain. We stand on the roots of the trees we felled. Faith in the maker, stories to tell.
Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? Welcome back to God, Guns, and Sawdust. Man, it's been an awesome night. Hey guys, we got Chris here, a good friend of mine. Chris, and he's got some questions to ask me. He's been here since the beginning when I first started TikTok, actually. Like, hey man, have you got a website made up yet or anything? And I'm like, no, you got to do this. Chris helped me get everything set up with the website. And then here a while back, oh man, about a year ago, he's like, hey man, have you ever thought about starting a podcast? Yeah, I mean, yeah. He goes, dude, you got to do it. At least you got to at least do 25 of them. You never know. Maybe one day I could be on there asking questions or something. And we laughed, about like that. And here Chris is getting ready to ask us questions. So hey, before we get that started, though, we're gonna go to our Heavenly Father in prayer. So let's do that this time. Our Almighty God and Heavenly Father, we come to you at this time, thanking you so much for this time that we have to come together and talk amongst each other. Father, we're so thankful for the blessings that you bestow upon us. We're so thankful for Jesus who died on the cross for the remission of our sins, that we may have hope of eternal life one day. Father, we pray that you'll be with us to help us to be a shining light in our community, Father. We ask you to guide us in the way we should go, and please forgive us of our sins as we repent from them. All these things we ask in your Son's name, Jesus. Amen.
Wow, this is fun. I've seen it sitting back there with Sean a few times when you've shot other ones, but I've never been at the table. So.
Hey, you're at the table now, Chris.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's start at the beginning. Yeah, it's fun. So we were laughing about it. Me and Beth and Greenbean were talking about it. Do you remember the night we met?
Yes, wasn't it at the high school?
Yeah, we were in the parking lot. We were at some school board meeting.
School board.
And it was during COVID, and I had made a TikTok because somebody told me to, and I had like 9 videos that went over 1 million, and I got like 20,000 followers in a week, and then I got banned.
You got banned.
Yeah.
I remember.
And you were telling me about it, and I was like, I hadn't ever considered TikTok till a week before, and you were telling me about how you had gone viral, and maybe Sean could pull it up because it's hilarious. You explained to me the Bradley Thor video. You were explaining it, and you didn't show it to me, and we're in the parking lot. You're just like, I made this video where I called out this dude, and I was like, and you're like, yeah, it went crazy. And I was like, I was like, that's awesome. And I didn't know. I mean, it's weird to think about going back 5 years in general, right? Like
you saw him on the news, right?
I was sitting in Brazil, Indiana at McDonald's. I got a coffee and I went over and sat down. I was waiting for something. And Greenbean had told me before, hey Dad, stop making videos on login groups because they don't make any money. Making videos on TikTok.
I had been trying to get him to make a TikTok or a Facebook or like something creator wise for 2 years?
It was a long
just
time.
Begging, and then I just like,
he said
I'm
TikTok's
done.
For kids.
Yeah,
TikTok is for kids.
He just kept saying it, and I was sitting on the couch playing on my phone, scrolling through TikTok, and he walked up to me and he goes, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Going through TikTok. What are you doing?" He goes, "Here," handed me his phone. I was like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Make me a TikTok." Huh? I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, make me a TikTok. I won't start." I was like, "All right, bet." So he handed me his phone. I get in there. I'm like, "What do you want to be called?" He's like, Timberkutterpatriot. I looked up and I was like, "No." I was like, "That is way too long of a name." I was like, "We are not doing that. Absolutely not." And he's like, "No." He's like, "If I'm going to be doing this and you want me to do this," he was like, "Put my name in and put it in right. Make sure you spell it right." And I was like, "Okay, whatever." you ain't gonna get nobody on here. I was like, your name is way too long. And he's like, no, it'll be fine. I'm like, okay. And then within, I think it was September. It was September 11th. It was on 9/11. We hit 1,000 followers.
But we
And
started in August.
yeah, we started in August. It was September 11th, and because I wanted to go fishing. I wanted to go fishing so bad. I wanted to go live, and we could only go live if we had 1,000 followers. And he made a video, and he's like, "Oh, we want to go live, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Okay, we'll see where this video goes." And the video blew up, and we got like 1,200 by the end of that night.
We did,
and we went down the river. We went down a White River in Paragon, went fishing, and we got like, I'm pretty sure it was 4,800 people follow us in an hour and a half.
Dude, it was amazing.
That was the big kickoff.
It was.
That was the big kickoff.
When I was at at McDonald's, sitting there watching that news, all of a sudden they said, "Hey, the #1 TikTok lumberjack." Of course, I was just like, "What?" This old boy gets a splitting ball in his hand. I don't know if it's balsa wood or something, but whatever it was split like glass. I don't know, paper. As soon as he hit it, it blew up. And he flips his suspenders and his shirt pops off. I'm like, what's that city boy doing? Ain't no daggone logger. You know what I'm saying?
He
That's
heard,
no lumberjack.
He heard TikTok's best lumberjack on there. He's like, man, I've only been doing this for a week. That's not me.
Well, and then we found out later his name wasn't Bradley Thor. It was Thorin Bradley.
Yep.
And he got like tired of everybody thinking his name was Bradley Thor. And his first name is Thorin. His last name is Bradley.
Right.
He had it all switched
You
around.
called him out,
Yeah.
and he
Called him
never
out.
replied. And
He
then
blocked him.
yeah, and then he got on there and just, hey, come do a splitting competition, blah blah blah. Bye, and he just blocked him out of nowhere. I got into his live one time after church. We were just sitting there, and he's live. He was hanging from a pull-up bar. He was just sitting there, like, just talking. I'm like, dude, what is this dude doing with his shirt off on a freaking live? Like, there's kids in here, man. Come on. So I was sitting there. I was like, hey, Dad. I was like, that city boy from TikTok's in here, and he's live. He was like, nuh-uh. Like, yeah, look. I showed him. He was like, come in there, boom, baby. Like, do it. Okay. I went in there, come in there, boom, baby, and said, you have been muted. And then he blocked me. I was like, okay. I didn't do anything. I just said boom, baby.
It was something else.
Oh, I trolled him so hard.
That's where it started, though.
Yeah, that's where it started. And we met Chris right after that.
Yeah. I just remember thinking, like, I've seen a lot of TikTok influencers. You don't look like one. Like
No, I don't.
You don't talk like one. You don't. And you didn't. Did you want to be famous?
No, I didn't even think it was even going to happen. It was kind of crazy. I love making videos. I love doing logging. And Facebook, I didn't have Facebook for a very long time. She had Facebook for probably 4 years. I said, hey, what are you doing before we go to bed every night? Looking on Facebook. I was like, Facebook. But what was it? It was probably, I would say, my second back surgery. I was 35. Right now I'm 49. So my second back surgery, I had to do what they said. So I had to stay home. I couldn't go out and run around. And I walked up to her and said, hey, could you please download Facebook? I'm bored.
Bored out of his mind.
She's like, yeah, I'll download it for you. I was like, you really find people in there you went to high school with? She's like, yeah, you really could. So I found a lot of my good friends from high school or whatnot, and some other people. And one guy, I posted a video about logging on one of my things. This one guy named Randy Williams, hooked me up to a logging site called Loggers of the East. When I opened that up and there was other loggers on this site, I'm like, no way, man. Somebody does something like I do. Dude, there's videos of people. Man, I need to make videos of me cutting trees. Dude, this is so cool. Now I can share with what I do with somebody else. This is the neatest thing. So you want to talk about trying to hurry up to get your back better so you can go to work? Oh my goodness. So I started making videos in the Lumberman's group. East Coast Loggers was a big one. I helped him grow that one. Justin Smith's awesome guy. And Loggers of the East, that was John Bliss. He heads up that one. All these people are just amazing people. And I started making videos. People from all over the United States thought I was an idiot because I didn't wear PPE, of course. And they beat me up real bad. But I gained a lot of respect.
They still do.
Yeah. I gained a lot of respect from a lot of people. And it got so old after 4 years of making videos in them groups that it was affecting my mood every day. So,
But there has always been like something about making videos that has like made you want to go to work. Like you've always wanted to go to work, but there has just been something about going and making videos and videoing what you're doing on a daily basis that makes you want to get out of bed in the morning.
sure.
Because, like, for example, before TikTok, before all that, when I went to work with him, I would, oh, I gotta get out of bed for this. Like, I'm just going to the woods. Like, who cares? And then he was like, "Why don't you start videoing?" I was okay. So I started videoing, and here we are. But it's just, it's something that makes you want to go do something, because you wake up in the morning, you're like, "Oh, I got to go make videos today," and we get to see what the outcome is later.
And we never know what's going to happen.
Right. And we don't know what's going to happen in that video. I remember sitting in my room and hearing Emily and Caitlin go absolutely nuts. They were screaming at everything else because Caitlin made a video, and all they've been trying to do is trying to get their video on the For You page. They had 400 views, and they were flipping out about it. Just going nuts because it got on the For You page or whatever. And it's just weird to look at that and then look at where we're at now. Me and Dad sitting here. Well, Dad completely with 500 and what?
54,000.
Yep,
55.
555,000 followers, and we were making a deal almost scream crying because we got 400 views on a freaking Musical.ly. Like, because it was Musical.ly before it was TikTok,
Sure.
and we just sat there and like made these weird freaking cringy videos about lip syncing songs, and then it just turned to TikTok and it exploded.
Yep. It was really awesome, man. I couldn't make any of these videos without you neither, buddy. So I appreciate you.
Try my best.
You get some good footage in there.
Hey, Chris, I couldn't pull that video up. We were looking earlier, and TikTok wasn't letting me go back that far.
Oh, it's fine.
I couldn't even get back just earlier in this year. So, yeah, I didn't ignore you.
It's fine.
Sorry, honey. I'm a little. I guess I'm a.
You're an
mic
amateur at podcast.
I am an amateur. I am.
Well, usually you wouldn't have to share a mic.
So,
Right.
Right.
so what's the coolest thing that you've gotten to do since since you've become a personality on the internet? Like,
What?
what's the coolest thing you've gotten to do? Because I mean, you're obviously still doing the same things. You're still going to work every day, cutting trees, cutting firewood.
It's a really good question.
I know my
I might
answer.
get a little
Yeah, me too.
teary-eyed over this one. I would have to say that my favorite. You mean like experience?
Yeah.
Going to I
non-
would say, and I know this might sound crazy, but going to North Carolina.
Coolest thing I think we've gotten to do so far was the brunt trip
Yep.
to go to the fight.
Yeah.
in Louisville.
But
That was fun.
That was the coolest
yeah,
thing
that
so
was
far.
that was probably my favorite, but something that I like absolutely love about all of it was meeting Amber and Aaron.
Yeah.
Like that was
Wood for
huge.
Warriors.
That was
Yeah.
huge because you guys, because if you guys didn't know, when I was supposed to go to North Carolina with him the first time, I had a buddy stay over the night before, and it was just, he turned out to be sick, and I was like, man, that sucks. And I was like, oh, I'll be fine. He was like, dude, you better not get sick. He's like, we're leaving North Carolina the day after tomorrow. I was like, okay. I was like, we'll be fine. So he stayed the night. We went and did a trailer load to Barbecue Heaven, whatever. And that night I was like, dude, my head is pounding. I was like, I can't even stack wood.
I remember
And
that.
Mom and Dad were sitting there like, "Oh, you're just faking it. You're
Because
just
you were live.
yeah." Because we were live, and my dad was like, "Oh, you're faking it. You're faking. You still a stack of wood." I was like, "No." I was like, "Dude, I'm hurting." He's like, "Okay." He's like, "Just finish these last 2 racks and we'll be good." I was like, "Okay." So I finished the last 2
He
racks.
powered through. He really
did.
did.
Yeah, I
He
finished
got
the
it
last 2
done.
racks, and they were kind of just like, I don't know if he's lying or not. I don't think he wants to go, whatever. But I was like, I legitimately didn't feel good. I woke up the next morning with 103 fever.
Yep.
And
I
Dad
felt
looked at me.
so bad.
Dad
He
walked.
had the Rona.
Yeah, Dad walked into the room, and I was sitting there in the chair, and he looked up. He's like, "Dude, are you ready to go, man? I'm excited." I was like, I woke up with 103 fever. He's like, "No," and I was like, "Yeah."
He did.
He was like so devastated. He rode in with Eric.
I did.
You rode in with Eric Kennedy, and he FaceTimed me on the way there. He's like, "Dude, we're on the way," and I'm just like, I was done for.
Done.
I had Corona. Bad.
That's what I would say, man. I never got to experience what it was like to help people, and with the talent that you have, I never would have thought. I always split firewood to make money. Split firewood to give it to somebody that needed it. That was the best gift ever. So,
But
I think
it's
it's awesome.
Aaron and Amber are like 2 of
Me-
my absolute favorite people to
Yep,
be
mine
around.
too.
Like if we're talking about a logging show and Dad's like, "Oh yeah, we got this one," blah blah blah. I'm like, "They're gonna be there? Are they gonna be there?" And he's like, "It's either yes or no." But
Although, if they're not with us, we always take care of their merch and
right,
stuff.
and I always know there's gonna be a 50% chance of me asking, "Are they gonna be there?"
Right.
Yeah, I remember talking to you when you went down. You were in North Carolina, and you were very distraught. Like, there was a lot of weird information coming out at that time that we were seeing, and you were there, and just you were affected by it. Just some of the things you told me that you'd seen, that you didn't put on social media, that you couldn't.
No.
Yeah.
Was that from you going to North Carolina for the firewood, or is that when me and you went?
Both.
That's when the 2 of you.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought it was,
Yeah.
because that right there was one of the most awakening. It was very, very awakening, because you got there and you were just like, "Oh, this is cool. We're going to North Carolina," but then you really thought about what it was and what we were going there for, and it just like it was horrifying.
It didn't hit
Like,
you till we got there.
Right,
really.
and we got there, and I'm like smiling and stuff, whatever. And we went into Bumpus Cove with Corey. We went into Bumpus Cove, and we were going back there, and we had like gift cards and stuff like that to give out to these people. And there's this guy. He's standing there, and he's looking out. And we pulled up, and I rolled down the window, and Dad's like, "Talk to him." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Hey." He's like, "Yeah, man, what's up?" I handed him a Lowe's gift card. I was like, "Here." I was like, "This might get you start, whatever." And this dude legitimately started sobbing. I looked up and I was like, "What's going on?" Like, I can't like express what went through my mind, because it all just happened once. But this guy's looking at what used to be his home, and it's just 2x4s. It was 2x4s with a little bit of siding in his front door. That was the only thing that was there.
But river
he
went
told
through
us,
the side of his house.
yeah,
didn't
he
it?
told us, he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You see that right there?" And I'm talking like he walked out his back, where his back door used to be. And it was 1, 2, 3 steps, and it was river. He was like, "There used to be 5 acres of woods right there." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah." He said, "We woke up in the middle of the night. Well, the night before they were, 'Oh, hey, get out of your house, evacuate, whatever.'" And they were like, "Oh, that ain't going to happen here."
He was making fun of
He was
him,
like, "Dude,
he said.
we're fine." I was, whatever. So he woke up at 4:00 in the morning that next morning with his house rumbling. He was, "What in the world?" And it started flooding his house. He's like, "Okay, we got to get my kid and my wife out of here." So him, his kid, and his wife got up. They start heading for the door. They grabbed what they needed, whatever they wanted, whatever, out of their house. And he said by the time they got to the truck, it was up to the floorboards on the truck.
4-wheel drive.
It was a full
Yep.
drive. It was a Chevy cab and a half. It was 4-wheel drive, and he said he hopped in it, put it in 4-wheel drive, and I mean, he said he could not get out of there. He said he was all the way to the floor, pinned, redlining it, and just couldn't go. So he said he got finally down to where the water was like lower, but he said by the time he got in his truck and drove away, his house was gone.
They barely made it out there. He said, and that was the thing. When he came up there, it came through the side of his house in his living room, took his safe, all of his guns that he had, his dad had, his grandpa had, gone down the river. Everything he had was gone. We went on down there, and all the way back there in the back, people, it totally took their road out to get to another island where a whole bunch of other people lived back in Bumpus Cove. And
Bumpus Cove is one of the coolest, like, little village things I've ever been to. Like, you walk in there and everybody was so friendly. Like, there was not a single person in there that was mean, looked at you wrong, whatever. Like, they were, like, as soon as we got there, they were like, hey, how are you? How are you doing? What is your name? Like,
Thank
they
you
were
so
so
much.
welcoming. It wasn't even funny. And we brought there's guys out of California that brought a pizza truck up there.
that was Ohio.
Ohio, that's
Yep,
what it was.
Ohio.
They brought a pizza truck up there and they just served pizza the entire time. And like all of these people, you just see them come together, and it was so weird.
Warming too.
Yeah, it
I
was.
know.
It was weird seeing that many people get together and smile and have a good time. Like, it wasn't like you're at an arcade or something like that looking at these families having fun. No, you're sitting in the middle of a devastation, and these people are happy they're getting pizza out of a pizza truck. Like, it was
Amazing.
awakening.
Yep.
It makes you really think about what you should be grateful for.
One of the guys that went, not on that trip, but the other trip, when you guys went down in February with Eric, he was telling me that he was in a really bad place or whatever, and he didn't think anything about God, and he had went down that week to help in North Carolina in February, and he said I was standing there, and he goes, I hear Alan talk about faith and God and all this and that, and he said I just kind of let it go in one ear and out the other. And he said by the end of that week, he said, I'm down there helping these people, and he said, but when we're standing around praying for food, he said, these people are praying for me. And he said, I've never been more moved in all of my life. And he said, that changed my whole mindset that very week. He said it was crazy.
Awesome.
But I know they saw a lot of devastation. I didn't go either one of those trips, but I know he would call me and he would be in tears telling me things he was seeing and experiencing. And then it was affecting me so much that anytime anybody would ask me how he was doing, I would start crying. I couldn't even talk about it. It was crazy.
It was probably the most like horrifying thing I've ever like technically been through.
Huh.
Was
walk
walking
on the river?
We were walking down the river, and there was so much chemical waste and toxic waste put into this river that the linemen couldn't get down to the river to fix the power lines. Like, they had to go down in the bank, put their buckets up, whatever. But there was so much chemical waste and toxic, like toxins and everything in that water, that from everything that happened, this lineman walked down there and he stepped into a puddle that big around. Stepped into a puddle that was on the riverbank that big around, and it melted the sole off his boot. Just bowled it right off. Gone. There was so much chemical in there, it just melted the sole off his boot.
Big chemical plant up the river. It got flooded
Yeah,
out too.
it busted and just exploded. But it just, they said that there was, I think they said there was 2.5 million gallons of water a second coming off the
the way they
dam.
Said, the way they said it was happening upriver from Tennessee over in North Carolina, there were 2 dams. It breached both of them. When it would go over them, and it would go down another valley, it would cause landslides, and the landslides would come down and cause another dam and make it take off again when it would break. And oh my
But
word, what it 28 feet deep. Again, cold chills.
yeah.
These people woke up in the morning in a valley, okay, thinking everything was going to be okay. And when they woke up, there was 50-mile-an-hour water on both sides of their house. What do? You get on your knees and you pray to God because there's nothing you can do.
You can't run away from it.
You can't run.
Jump in it.
You can't do nothing. All you can do is pray.
We were watching Corey. He was like, dude, he's like, check out this bridge. We walked out there and it was 1, 2, 3 steps, and then the entire bridge was gone. It was like a half-mile bridge, and it was just gone. And he was like, check out this video we got. He pulls up his phone, and it's a video of that water just rushing straight through.
Right,
and he was like, he's like, dude, he's like, where we're standing right now, you couldn't have stood. He was like, it was gone. He was like, it was underwater. I was like, really? He's look at this video. And it was just rushing through. And then as you're watching it, you see this propane tank
floating down.
You see this propane tank, like the ones you see in people's yards, just floating down the water. And it's got a hole in it. And it's just going down, just spewing everywhere. And I was like, whoa. Because you don't realize how big that body of water is until you see something that you've seen up close floating down it.
Right.
Like houses.
There was houses. There was skidders, loaders.
Skid steers.
Like some of them they found 3 to 4 miles down the river.
Like they, like it was just crazy to us because if you're standing there and you're walking down that river and you look over at that water and it's neon green and you're just thinking, if I were to go over there, you're done.
Yeah, you fall in.
But the most horrifying thing about that entire trip was walking down that river. We were walking down the river with Corey, talking, having a good time because we were being able to experience all of it, look at all of it and whatnot. And we walk up on this thing and like, dude, look at this massive pile of rubbish. It was someone's house. And we walked over. Yep. They were just pressed up against the bank. And we walked over and I was like, man. Dad looked at me, he goes, oof. He's like, something's burning my nose. Oh, man, it smells like dead animal. Corey looked over, he goes, we got to call search and rescue. I was like, why? He goes, that ain't no dead animal. He goes, that's a rotten body. I was like, what? And then it hit me in the face. I'm talking like hit me in the face.
It was a different smell.
It was the weirdest. It was like, it was dead animal, but it was sweet and it burnt really bad. Like we walked up and it just in your face. Like, I mean, it was horrible. Cause like once you walked up and it hit you and you smelt it, it was just, you knew what it was and it was horrible.
Hey y'all, TKP here from God, Guns, and Sawdust. If you're battling logs and back pain like I do, Log Ox is a game changer. I've known the Roberts family for years, and they're a 100% American-made tool, like the 3-in-1 forestry multi-tool that lifts, rolls, and elevates logs with up to 93% less strain, help you work smarter from harvest to hearth. Click the link in the show notes, gear up for the first order, and use code GGS10 for $10 off. Now offering free worldwide shipping. Log Ox, built tough in the USA for real work. And that is a big Indiana boom baby.
Question, Chris, went from our favorite parts to the most horrifying.
Right.
It took a dark.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. Well, we can stay there, or I was thinking, what's something that you want to do, like in your industry, like in logging, that you haven't gotten to do? Like, as you know, do you want to be in a Chinook and log that way, or you want to go cut a redwood, or like what's something like that you would want to do that you haven't had the opportunity yet?
I think that would be the coolest thing to actually go out west and cut a trees, the big redwoods. That'd be fun. Beth and I's getting ready to go out there around January on our getting ready to go on a big trip, and she's making me leave my chainsaw at home, so that's not a good time to do it. But I
He
would,
will not be cutting trees on.
but I would love to go out west and cut some big. I'd like to cut some hemlock, and I'd also like to cut some big redwoods. That'd be great, man.
Dude, we got all kinds of hemlock you can bush hog.
Yeah.
Wrong hemlock.
Well, you should be able to make it happen.
Yeah.
We just cut that clip. Say, hey, TKP wants to cut a redwood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should just do it.
Yeah.
Clip it.
We'll have to make that a 2026. That's right.
Yeah.
2026 have to do is go cut a redwood. That's what we're going to do, 2026. I'm going to try to see if I can't go cut a redwood. Way to go, Chris. Thanks, man.
That'll be,
Great. That sounds
You
fun.
deserve some knuckles for that freaking
yeah.
suggestion.
Well, I mean,
That gone.
It is on
So-
my bucket list.
is it? You got any other ones?
What is the top 3 on your bucket list?
Top 3.
Top 3.
I want to cut a tree I definitely want to cut a tree in Alaska. I mean,
You said you wanted to cut a tree in every state before you died.
That sounds like a 2027 quest. To just,
Yeah.
2027.
just
So
take people that want to let you cut a tree.
Name
in
an
their
entire.
yard.
We should create an entire series on bucket
Yeah.
list.
There's people that do like 50 dates in 50
Yeah.
states. You just
Did
do
you
50
cut one
trees in
North
50 states.
Carolina?
I did cut
Cut
one
one
in North
down?
Carolina.
Yeah.
So I've got Indiana, Illinois, Michigan,
Kentucky.
Kentucky,
Ohio,
Ohio,
North Carolina.
North
Did you
Carolina.
cut any in Tennessee when you were there?
Yes. We
Yes.
cut one in Irwin.
Yep.
Cut one in Irwin.
Now there's 7 states down. I would love to travel around, and through Granite Insurance Company, who I have insurance through Granite. I recommend anybody to go through Granite Insurance Company. I'm allowed to cut in any state. I am insured $1 million liability. So I want to travel to each state. I would even do the ones that I already have over again when I do this journey. I'd like to work a week on somebody's crew in every state. You pay me what you think I'm worth at the end of the week. And then we go to the next state. And Beth and I is going to do that together. That's going to be my retirement. I'm going to advertise it as I go. We're going to make videos in every state. We're going to talk about the fiber, the way every tree's got a different kind of fiber to it in every state. Definitely bring awareness to my favorite forestry industry. We need young people in our forestry so bad, it's not even funny. The average logger is 55. So people like Greenbean's age, man, we need a lot of people to come and right off in this thing. And the best way to teach people anything about logging is right off the ground floor.
What was
Number
he
3.
just goes
I do.
right down a rabbit hole.
Wait, what was number 2? I'm so confused.
Number 1 was cutting a redwood.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't hear it.
2 is cutting one in every state.
Okay. What is number 3?
Oh,
Remember, this is your top 3 on your bucket list.
You want to do with Timberkutterpatriot thing?
oh man.
We got him thinking.
I want to have one of the Duck Dynasty guys on my podcast.
Nice.
There you go.
That would be
There
awesome
you
because
go.
I've mentioned that a lot.
I have a lot of
Can we get-
respect. I had a lot of respect for Phil. He's a very good inspiration to a lot of people out there. He always spread the word. He didn't care what you thought. He was going to tell you what it was anyway. And he raised his boys the same way. And
Let it be Jace. He's my favorite.
is. I would love to have Jace on my podcast, or Cy, or
You know,
Tag him in the comments.
You know-
Willie.
clip it. Do you know who my favorite is?
Who's that?
Sadie.
What's your guess?
My guess would be
Uncle Cy.
Uncle Cy.
It's Willie.
It's Willie.
It's Willie.
The OG.
Oh
The
yeah,
OG.
big time.
I would love to, we talk about God, and Sawdust and guns a little bit, but I'd love to have a really good God podcast with Jace
Hey.
and Willie.
If you clip that right there on that, okay.
Say clip it one more time.
I was gonna say if that clip gets over 1,000 likes, I'm wearing the American flag bandana in the next one.
I got you.
Nice.
I'm doing
I got you.
it.
That's awesome.
Well, while we're talking about God, I mean, you've never hidden that from anything that you've done.
Oh, no.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
I saw one. I mentioned it to you. You said it was a few weeks old when you were talking about PPE and people were hating on you about it. But you pray every day,
Oh, yeah.
right? Like that's the protection you get.
Yeah.
Getting emotional.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people out there don't know that. My family, they never would trade safety for freedom. Never would trade safety for freedom. It's my grandpa, he's very, very, very religious, man. And he prayed every day before he went to the woods. And it always worked. He never passed away. He never died in the woods from a tree or nothing. He passed away of a heart attack. But kind of rough. You could say I'm different than everybody else. I know there's a lot of logging places around us, and they always wore PPE. We were the only ones that didn't. We did get a lot of hate. That's the way the government made it. They made it to where if you see someone out there and they're not doing what we tell them to do, then you make sure you make them look bad. And the only thing it really did was make themselves look bad. Because what did they do before the government got in their business? They prayed to God to keep them protected, and they lived their lives right. So if something, whacked you, then you knew where you were going and you were ready. So my grandpa used to say, if you think a piece of plastic is going to save you, there's something else. You got bigger issues than I thought before. Because, yeah, is the hard hat awesome? Sure is when you're not paying attention. And maybe a little limb like this comes down and hits the top of your head. But you get a limb this big around, comes down, hits you on top of the head, it's going to explode that thing. It just keeps your brains from scooping it up off the ground. You know what I'm saying? That's what a hard hat does. It just keeps it in one little spot.
And you have people who go out there and they're like, oh, well, something this big around from 70 feet in the air, oh, that won't break your hard hat.
It
like
look,
if you get a piece about that and it's coming from 75 feet in the air and it smacks your dome, if that thing comes down and hits you, yeah, it might not break the hard hat, but it's going to turn your brain to mush.
Yeah, it can.
Like
I've never been against PPE ever. I believe that you should do whatever you feel comfortable because it's your life. I've never promoted not wearing PPE ever. I just can't stand it because people can't leave me alone because I do things a little bit different. Well, you're a bad influence. Here's my influence. Do what makes you feel comfortable. When someone tries to tell you what to do with your own life and it does not protect them or do anything for them and only protects you, then they're a communist. I've always said, I've said it in my comments. It don't affect you. It don't protect you. Why are you worried about what I'm doing? That don't make any sense to me. You're a narcissist. You want to tell somebody what to do with their own life. That don't even seem right to me. But so I'm the type of guy that I pray before I go to work. I give my wife a hug and a kiss before I leave. I tell my kids I love them, and I go to work and I come home. And
I go with them.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just old school like that. That's what they did before they ever got in our business. That's the way it was years and years ago. I just haven't changed.
Right.
People change. I'm just one of them that hasn't changed.
And you can tell you don't talk bad about people who wear hard hats because if you look at his videos, I know I'm behind the camera 24/7, but I wear a hard hat
and
every second of the day.
He does.
Never told him not to.
Never.
Right.
Well,
if I were to tell him, hey, I don't want to wear a hard hat anymore, to be like, okay, don't.
It's your life.
Like he don't care because he wants me to do what I feel comfortable with. If I'm gonna tell him I'm not gonna wear a hard hat, he's okay. But something I can't stand is
The
hearing protection.
ears.
I have to have hearing protection.
Whenever he was
Because
young, oh
I
my
just-
goodness.
Because whenever I was young, exactly, he'd be sitting there and I'd have my fingers in my ears going like this. And he's like, dude, take your finger out your ears, man. You're fine. And I was like, no, it hurts. And he's like, you'll be all right. Okay. So I take him out and about 3 seconds in, I put my finger back in my
He
ears.
couldn't handle
I
it.
couldn't do it. So we got after I went back to school and stuff, we got over that. We were done. And then I turned about 13. He's like, all right, you're going to come do firewood with me. Okay. I go do firewood with him. I'm making videos, whatever. We got into it and he's running a saw and I'm just looking at him like this. He's like, dude, you're supposed to be videoing. And I was like, I can't. I was like, my ears, I can't do it. And he's like, you're not kidding. I was like, no. I was like, I legitimately can't do it. So, like, what?
We
2
went
weeks
down-
after that, we went out and went down to Tractor Supply and got me a hard hat.
Yep.
We started out with earmuffs, but then I turned about 14 and he was like, okay, you're going to go to woods with me.
Yep.
Okay. He
And you
pulled
did.
he pulled me out of school for like 3 days to go freaking work in the woods. And Mom was sitting there. She, can't believe it. And Dad was like, he's going to work. He's like, it's 3 days. Okay. So 3 days went by and I was right back in school. But
Speaking of school, everybody's asking, why isn't Greenbean in school?
Not their business.
It's not their business.
I'm not in school because
No,
Not their
I'm-
business.
it's
Right.
not their business.
it's just who
There you
cares?
go. It's not your business.
But we can.
Hey, if you didn't get it yet, it's not your business.
But what when we're talking about education, I feel like you have educated tons of people on how to cut trees. I mean, I know for myself, like I have a small farm. I mean, I got a Husky 372 with a 28-inch bar, and
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a timber guy. I just grew up on a farm, right? And I've had a barber chair, and you have taught me how to not ever barber chair a tree ever again.
The board cut.
And it's like I had nobody ever really taught me. My dad taught me, but he grew up on the beach. He didn't cut trees.
When I started making videos in, like I was talking about earlier, in the Facebook groups and stuff, my goal was to, if they hear boom baby, they look up and pay attention. I always said hashtag look up, hashtag pay attention. I don't care what you wear. If you don't look up and pay attention, your day's numbered, because you're not aware, you're not paying attention. If you cut every tree like you're scared of it,
Mhm.
you're going to most likely live. Hey, TKP, I seen you running. You cut that thing off, dude. You ran faster than anybody ever seen. He's over rolling. I was like, yeah, man, I'm still alive, though. Keep on laughing. It's okay. I'm still alive.
When he was making videos on Facebook starting off, I always remember him had his phone up like this. Because I remember as a kid watching them. Oh, that's my dad. He's making videos on Facebook. This is funny. Like he's in all these logging groups, and I see the logging calendar on the wall. I didn't know that was my future. I had no idea. I just knew my dad was making videos, and I'd seen logging stuff I'd seen a skidder on the calendar. Like that's just how it was. But looking at that, and then looking at what I'm doing today is just, I'm in the skidder that was on the wall. Like it's
Right.
so weird. But it was always him going like this, looking at the camera, and it was either a picture or video. But every single time I heard the video, that's my dad. And I'd look at it, and it would always remember to look up, boom, baby, and then it would click. And I always knew if I heard boom, baby, that's my dad. That's dad's videos. Now it's so weird because I'll be sitting there and I'm with my girlfriend, friends, it doesn't matter. I'm sitting in a restaurant and I'm sitting here, I'm eating, and I hear my dad. I'm like, oh, dad's at the same restaurant I am. Where is he at? I'm looking around, I look over in the booth beside me, and some dude watching his freaking videos, scrolling through. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So I look over at this guy, I'm like, hey. And he, oh, you talking to me? I was like, yeah. was like, who you watching? He's like, oh, dude, it's TKP. He's like, look at this. I was like, yeah, that's my dad. I was like, yeah, that's my dad. He's like, you're lying. I was like, no, I'm not. I was like, I'm not lying. Look. And I showed him a picture of me and my dad standing there. And Greenbean. You're Greenbean. I'm like, yeah. Nice to meet you. Like, it's so weird. It's so weird.
Pretty cool.
Like, I was walking in the Derby. And I just got people like this, eyeing me down, looking at me. Why are you looking at me?
Somebody commented in the live today.
Yeah.
They saw you at the Derby.
Right. And I look up and people don't come up to me. Like it's weird. Like they won't come up to him either. Like I'll be sitting there, I'll hear boom baby in the distance, but then I'll look around and everybody's just looking around.
Yeah, somebody yelled it tonight
like,
as we were leaving the restaurant. They didn't come up to you,
yeah,
talk to you, but when we leave,
like
you hear them yell "boom baby" from across.
Right, and
the
I was
parking
sitting
lot.
there. I was walking through the Derby and with my girlfriend, and I come up to right at the end of the bleachers. I go to take a right, and I hear "hi" like that, and I was like, "Oh, what was that?" Turn around and says, "Dude, nice to meet you. I know you." I'm like, "I don't know you. How?" Like, "Oh, Greenbean. Nice to meet you." Like, it's so odd.
I was coaching 10-year-old baseball this summer, and we had a tournament. And we're sitting at a tournament. My kid's sitting there, who's 10, watching YouTube or something, and they're watching stuff. And Tyler just goes, "Oh, I know that guy." Because one of the videos came across the 10-year-old. They're sitting like, "You don't know that guy." And they're like, "Come over," like, "You don't know that guy." And I had some video where we're together. I'm like, "Yeah, we like, I know." And then they're just like, they thought it was crazy. And I was like, these kids are 10, right? Like, and they know who you are.
Yep. It's insane. It's not, it's really, I can't even get used to it because I'm just an old redneck man. And whenever I'm at the gas station, I'm, dedicated to go get a pop or something to drink. And I'm not even paying attention. And I go up to pay and there's people, "No way, dude, you're TKP." "Yeah, man. Hey, what's up?" You got to treat, I'm never not going to talk to somebody. I think one of the biggest things I've ever heard, honestly, that really hurt my feelings, whenever we went down south to North Carolina, we got pulled over by a state trooper. And he pulled over our semi guy, Michael Berry. And the coolest part about this, he comes up there, he gets to the door, he says, "Is there any reason why you passed a scale up?" And I've never pulled over a semi to where 3 and 4 cars in front of me pull over too. He said, "So are these guys your buddies?" He's like, "Yeah, we're going down south to North Carolina. We're going to split some firewood and help some people out down there." And that was the last. That guy looked at me and said, "Oh, you're going to North Carolina, go down there to help out?" He's like, "Yeah." "Oh, you ain't going to need nothing from me then. You guys be careful. Sorry I stopped you and bothered you guys. Be careful down there and be safe and help them guys out. Let us go." So we go on down there, and I made a video on the Kentucky State Troopers. I thought it was cool. So in February, my wife and I and Andrew, Greenbean, we go down to Louisville to the farm show. And as I'm walking around, around this corner, there's a state trooper booth right there. Kentucky State Trooper. I walked straight up to that counter, and there's a guy standing looking right at me, and I shook his hand, and I said, "Hey, man," I said, "I appreciate your service." He goes, "I know who you are." I said, "You do?" He goes, "Yep." Because there's been a lot of popular people walk across here. You're the first one out of all of them to stop and say hi. I was like, "You got to be kidding me." Nope.
And you're at a farm show in Kentucky.
Yep.
Like you would think all the rednecks there would be like, "Oh, cops, hey man, how you doing?" But it's weird.
But that blew my mind that all the content creators, you know what I mean, that walked by his booth, nobody really said anything to him. But I told him, I said, "Well, I appreciate him." I told him the story. He goes, "Yeah, we've seen it. I know who you are." That's what he said. And he said, "You don't know how much we appreciate you." So, yeah. The cops get a really bad name nowadays, and I never understood why. As long as you're not doing anything wrong, why should you not like a cop? I don't understand.
Because
my dad told me, he said, "Hey, you don't like a cop, what is it you're doing wrong?" So as long as you aren't doing anything wrong, you should do everything they tell you to do. They're above, they are the law. So
right, you got these people out here not liking cops, bashing them, whatever, and then they get into a really bad situation. Who are they gonna call? Right. Ghostbusters? Like, no.
Right.
They're gonna call the cops.
But yeah.
And they're gonna pray.
And they're gonna pray.
Right.
Yep.
So Beth, how do you? I mean, he is in one of the top most dangerous job on land. Like, do you worry about it? Do you think about it? Do you?
I used to when we first got married. I would sit and worry myself sick all day long, all day long. I mean, I would constantly check on him, constantly need to know where he was at, what time he was going to be home, and I did. There were days I just didn't want him to go to work, and I really, really worried about it. But I would say, I don't know, a couple years in, I got over that. I mean, obviously, I worry some about him now, but I really don't think about it now. It's just another day, and I know that he knows what he's doing, and I don't have any apprehension at all in the mornings when he goes to work. It just I feel like he's a good timber cutter, and he's good at what he does, and
It's honestly still scary to me, like going in there with him.
I
Like,
worry
if-
a little more about him
Right.
going with him than him, just
Like-
because he doesn't have all that situational
Right.
awareness
Like
yet.
going
He's
in there,
learning it.
going in there with him, and like videoing and whatnot. If he tells me, "Hey, step back, go all the way over there," while I cut this tree down, I don't want to. I want to be up there by a stump. I want to be up there in his face, by him, because I know if something comes down and hits one of us, it better hit both of us, because I'm not
I don't think so, Tim.
like I don't like that. I don't like the thought of like I don't know how to explain it. I don't like the thought of sitting there and watching it happen.
Yeah, that's
it's
every skidder man's worst nightmare. I'm not going to mention no names, but I know somebody who watched his dad pass away in front of him because a tree pinned him to a bank. And that's
couldn't do
every
that.
logger's nightmare.
I used to, whenever I go with him to do tree jobs or whatever, I would just sit there and I would just watch him the entire time. And now I've gotten to where if I go with him, I just sit and play on my phone, watch Netflix, whatever. It just,
The
But
record.
It's so
Record. Yeah. Recorded some.
I have recorded a lot of them. I don't like to.
it's
But
just
you do.
it's really hard thinking about it because yeah, I know he's up by the stump, he's cutting a tree. I know he knows what he's doing, but it's still hard to think about what could happen. And being there myself, knowing that could happen to me too, because I'm with him.
Greenbean and I,
No.
we were doing a job over there, and he was videoing, and we had one pretty close call, man. We had a limb come out. He seen it. He backed up, judged it like a baseball. A lot of guys, when limb come out of a tree, they just take off running. Don't do that. You got to stand there and judge them like a baseball. Excuse me. There's a lot of people that take off running. A lot of people's been killed that way because they didn't judge it and they run right underneath it.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, you can't.
Sassafras.
Yeah,
It was a dead sassafras.
it
you
was.
cut.
And another one hit it, and it whipped it. And when it whipped it, it brought another limb out. And
Thing was that big around.
Yep.
It was that big around. It was what, 6 foot long,
landed right in front of you.
and it was snow on the ground. I had my footprints right here like this because I was videoing, and he goes, "Hey," like that, and I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Back up." I was like, "Okay." Step back a couple steps. He clipped it. It fell. The other one swung and hit that one. I looked up like that while I'm videoing, and here it came. I was like, "Oh shoot, I don't know what to do." So there was a stump right behind me.
Yeah.
I pivoted. I pivoted all the way around, and I grabbed the back of my neck like that, and I was still like this, videoing from behind me like this. And it came down and it landed 3 inches from where my footprint was in the snow. Came 3 inches from it.
I never will
And
forget
just
that.
smacked it. It was December 31st of 2024.
I said, and that's why you always look up and pay attention.
Yep.
Did you post a video?
That's videos posted.
That video is posted, and right after it was a video of me. It was the footprint in front of the log or behind the limb that came out of the top, and I just said December 31st, 2024. I was like, first close call on the job, and then the video ended.
Yep.
Then he came up there. look out, boys, boo baby, and it just ended.
So do you have videos like that you haven't posted? Like
Yes.
one went the wrong way and you're like, ah,
Yes,
the world doesn't need to know.
Now we do
we
have
definitely have a lot of those.
we do definitely post a lot of them too.
We do post a lot, but it's just the things that are just stupid. Like, it's just some of like the stupid videos that we record. It's just like, oh man, this happened like 25 times in the same video. No.
Right.
But like
people out there that say, you know, oh, you don't ever post your mistakes, and he posts plenty of them, and they get mad when you post that too. So
we had one that
can't
absolutely
make the haters happy.
we had one that blew up. We had one that blew up because he stuck his saw in there and he was back cutting. He back cutted it. He stuck his saw in there and it burnt up at the end of at the nose of the bar and through his chain. Oh man. I walk over and I'm like, oh, that sissy boy husky. And then we just laughed about it. And then he put the chain back on, went back in the exact same spot, did the exact same thing. I mean, I could not stop laughing. I was giving him heck for it because it's a husky, whatever. And I was just messing with him, and he was, oh man, come on. He's like, we're not posting. I was like, dude, we got to.
We
I was like,
did.
we got to. We posted it, and it blew up.
It
It
did.
blew up. It was awesome.
Do you have any where you got a saw stuck and you had to use another one to cut it out?
Yes,
You
I
do?
have one of my TikTok drafts right now. We were we had one at the job in for Strauss out in Spencer, and we were working at that one, and he was like, "Oh, it's a Sunday afternoon. We gotta go cut." And I was like, "Dude, it's Sunday afternoon." I was like, "I don't want to go cut." I was like, I want to go hang out with my girlfriend or whatever." And he's like, "No." He's like, "We have to go cut trees." I was like, "Okay, that's fine." We go out.
After church, we went and cut
Yep,
trees.
we went and cut trees, and he was like,
First tree.
yeah, he goes, "You got your saw with you?" I was like, "Yeah, it changed dull." I mean, it was dull. And he went out there, cut through, got to dead center, and it just, he caught, and he was like, "Go get your saw." And I was like, "Okay." I went and got my saw, brought it up here. He's like, "This thing ain't cut nothing. We going home. Should have cut wood on a Sunday afternoon, daggone it." We got in the
First
truck, we
tree.
left, we came back the next day, got it unstuck.
Never cut timber on a Sunday.
Yep.
Just stay home. You're not gonna get nothing.
Never
always
cut
say that, but
firewood
then
on
you do.
Sunday.
You do
But
every now
I
and
do
then.
it in Sunday afternoon.
But then when he
after
does
church.
it, he gets mad
Yeah.
because he gets stuck.
I do. I don't like it. I never should do
That's
it.
why you never start a job on a Friday either.
You never start a job on a Friday.
Never, ever, ever start a job on a Friday or it's bad luck the entire time. I've
Plus,
witnessed
there
it
we go.
firsthand.
You have to stay by these rules. Like I
Yes.
used to be a service plumber, and I always had a rule: you do not start a new job after noon. Because there was one time I was at a Home Depot in Memphis at like 1 a.m. because they had a 24-hour Home Depot because I was still working. I was like, why did I do this? Why did I do this? Everything closes at 5. If you're not sure you're done by 5, do not start it. Do
Oh,
not start
no
it.
way.
Oh man.
Yeah, you got to stay by those rules because they'll always get you.
Yep.
Always. Chris, it's really awesome having you here on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yes,
Yeah, it was
thank
fun.
you.
Hope you all learned a little bit more about
Us?
myself and my family, my wonderful family. So, hey,
We'll have to get the girls on here.
we'll have to
sometime,
get the
too.
girls on here. We're gonna have to get some logger wives on here also and talk about how it is to be a logger's wife. So, guys, again, thank you so much for watching the podcast, God, Guns, and Sawdust. We love you all. That is a big Indiana boom, baby.
Got guns and sawdust echoes loud, carving out truth where the strong stand proud. We're done for now, but we'll be back again. Tune in next time where the stories never end.
God, Guns, and Sawdust is a production by TKP Media LLC.